I have earned over 500,000 travel rewards points from 7 different credit cards at age 22. And now I can basically travel for very little money whenever I want to, because based on common estimates, my 500,000 travel rewards points are worth over $6,000 in value, and I can use those points to pay for my highest travel expenses, which are my flights and hotels. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly how I've been able to accumulate over 500,000 credit card points, how I plan to redeem those points in the future, and I'll also give you some tips on how you can accumulate a bunch of credit card points as well. So as always, let's just jump right into the video. All right, so this journey all started in the summer of 2019. So the summer after my freshman year of college, when I opened my first credit card, the Alaska Airlines credit card. At the time, I really didn't know that much about credit cards, so I pretty much just got the Alaska card because I'm from the Seattle area, so this was a really popular card to have. And then both of my parents already had the card. I then was able to get the welcome bonus, and I've flown pretty frequently on Alaska flights over the last couple of years, especially back and forth from college. So I currently have 73,950 Alaska points. Alaska points are really valuable because they do have some super solid redemption options, which I will get into later in this video. But the points guide currently values Alaska points at 1.8 cents per point. So if I slightly round up my Alaska points to 74,000 points, then my points would be worth $1,330. From there, I just continued to get more and more interested in credit cards and fascinated with the amount of value that you can get from them. So over the last couple of years, I've opened 6 new credit cards, with 3 of them being Chase and 3 of them being American Express. If we start with American Express, 2 of the credit cards that I opened are actually going to be co-branded credit cards, and those cards are going to be the regular Hilton Honors card and the Hilton Surpass card. The Hilton Honors card does not have an annual fee, and then the Hilton Surpass card does have an annual fee of $95, but that card does have a super easy downgrade option because I can always downgrade my Hilton Surpass card back down to the no annual fee Hilton Honors card if I no longer get value from that card. I was able to capitalize on some really high welcome bonuses, and so as of filming this video, I do have 313,296 Hilton points, which is a ton, but you do need to consider Hilton's lower point valuation. Also, as a side note, don't worry, I'm not just gonna be going over how I was able to accumulate a bunch of credit card points, but later in this video, I'll also go over some strategies for how you can accumulate a bunch of credit card points as well. But yeah, Hilton does have a lower point value of 0.5 cents per point, and if you apply that point value to the 313,296 Hilton points that I have, then those Hilton points would give me a value of $1,565. So at this point, if we add up my Hilton points and my Alaska points, then the running total is at 387,000 points. And the value that those points would be able to give me is $2,890. I did just recently open up my 3rd American Express card, which is my American Express Gold card, but since I opened it so recently, I don't yet have any American Express membership rewards points that have loaded onto my account. But now if we move on to Chase, the credit cards that I have with Chase are going to consist of my Chase Freedom Flex, Chase Freedom Unlimited, and Chase Sapphire Preferred. The 2 cards that I first got were my Chase Freedom Flex and Chase Freedom Unlimited, and that's because those cards do not have annual fees, so I plan on holding them forever and continuing to build out the average length of my credit history. The 3rd credit card that I got with Chase, I actually just got a couple months ago, and that's the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I primarily got the Chase Sapphire Preferred for the redemption value capabilities because with the Sapphire Preferred, I can transfer all of my Chase points up to that card and then transfer the points from my Chase Sapphire Preferred out to Chase's Travel Partners. But before I get into those redemption value capabilities, let's first get into all of the points that I've been able to accumulate on my Chase credit cards. On my Chase Freedom Unlimited, I've been able to accumulate 39,000 Chase points. On my Chase Freedom Flex, I've been able to accumulate 65,000 points. And then on my Chase Sapphire Preferred, I've been able to accumulate 68,000 points. All of those points total 172,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points. And if you redeem those points for straight cash back, you get a value of $1,720. But as I mentioned earlier, since I have the Chase Sapphire Preferred, I have the option to transfer out my Chase points to all of Chase's travel partners. And Chase has some of the best travel partners out there. So if I transferred all of my Chase points out to Chase's travel partners, then I could get at least 2 cents per point, which would make those 172,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points have a value of $3,440. Up to this point, I had a running total of 387,000 points, but if we add in the 172,000 Chase points, then I have a running total of 559,000 credit card points. And if we add my previous value of $2,890 with the $3,440, then I've been able to get over $6,000 in value from my credit card points. Okay, really quick before I get into how I plan to use those points, if you've been enjoying this video, then do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe down below because it helps support the channel and I would really appreciate it. Okay, so I have 559,000 points that are worth $6,330 in value, but how do I actually plan to use those points? Okay, so part of the reason that I've gotten so interested in credit cards is because it meshes two of my hobbies together: personal finance and travel. On the personal finance side, I'm always crunching the numbers and optimizing my credit card setup and trying to get the highest possible redemption values in order to stretch my points the furthest. And on the travel side, I absolutely love travel and I think it's one of the best ways to grow as a person and to experience new adventures and immerse yourself in other cultures. So because of this, I'm probably gonna redeem my points a little bit differently than a lot of people. Basically, what I mean by this is that when a lot of people accumulate credit card points, they usually use this for 1 or 2 specific trips where they can fly first class and stay at a luxury hotel. There's certainly nothing wrong with this, and I'll definitely take advantage of this at some point as well. But instead of using my credit card points for 1 or 2 luxury trips, I instead want to stretch out my credit card points so I can travel to as many new places as possible. As far as specific redemption, since I already have Hilton Points that I can use for hotels, I'll probably transfer out a lot of my Chase Points to specific airlines so that I can have some entire trips paid for by using credit card points to pay for both my flight and my stay. And then with my Alaska points, I do want to check out Southeast Asia at some point in the next couple of years, so I'll probably use my Alaska points to pay for that flight by transferring my Alaska points to Cathay Pacific. All right, that's enough about me. Now let's discuss some tips for how you can accumulate a bunch of credit card points as well. Okay, so the single best way to accumulate credit card points is to make sure that you are utilizing welcome bonuses. Basically, you'll be able to accumulate credit card points by optimizing your credit card setup and getting the best possible multipliers for different spending categories. But the way to accumulate credit card points the quickest and to get the most amount of points is to leverage high sign-up bonuses on new credit cards. Out of the over 500,000 credit card points that I've been able to accumulate, a large percentage of that has been capitalizing on getting welcome bonuses. Some welcome bonuses can easily be worth thousands of dollars in value, but you wanna make sure that when you apply for a new credit card and you see a high welcome bonus, that you'll also be able to meet the spend requirement to get that welcome bonus because you don't want to leave free money on the table. Next, while welcome bonuses can allow you to accumulate the most amount of credit card points, it's still going to be important to optimize your credit card setup. As an example, let's say that your planned budget for the spending categories of grocery stores and dining is $20,000. Now let's say that you're able to use credit cards that are going to get you 5% back on those categories instead of 3% back, so you're getting an additional 2%. Well, that additional 2% back for the $20,000 in spending for dining and grocery stores would translate to 40,000 more points, which would give you $400 to $800 more in value. So it definitely makes sense to get the best possible multipliers for the categories that you spend the most amount of money in within your credit card setup. Finally, my last suggestion for how you can accumulate a bunch of credit card points rather quickly is going to be to pay for joint expenses and utilize referral bonuses. As an example, in college, I volunteered to pay for the Xfinity bill, which basically meant that I used my credit card to pay for the Xfinity bill, and then my other housemates just pay me back for their share later. Whether I use my credit card or not, I would still be paying the same amount for the Xfinity bill, so it made sense to just volunteer to use my credit card and rack up some credit card points. This can be applied to your own life. If, let's say, you go out to eat with some friends or you go to a sporting event, then you can just offer to pay for the meal or pay for the tickets and then just have your friends Venmo you back for their share later. And if you're like me and you're super interested in credit cards, and maybe you've become the source of information for credit cards for your friends, then it would be a really good idea to utilize referral bonuses, which basically means that if one of your friends signs up for a credit card that you already have and uses your referral link, then you get a set amount of points for them using your link, which is a really great way to rack up some credit card points. But in conclusion, I hope this video was helpful, and I'm curious, so let me know down in the comments some strategies that you've used to accumulate some credit card points. And as I've mentioned throughout this video, utilizing high welcome bonuses is probably the easiest and quickest way to accumulate credit card points. So now go watch this video next, which is going to take you through some smart ways to make sure that you get the welcome bonus on your new credit card. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.